I'm Merely Caruso. It's Friday, August 22nd. Today,
massive relief, I think, for everybody.
The Manitoba community heading home this weekend, and the decision made today about the province-wide state of emergency. Also today, wanted for a crash that claimed 2 lives, where police tracked down a semi-driver connected to a fatal crash near Altona last fall. Plus, plotting the road ahead.
It's urgent for farmers. We need action, and we need it now.
The Canadian Premier planning to travel to China to help get hefty tariffs on canola products removed. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. After 43 days, the province-wide state of emergency due to wildfires is coming to an end. It expires today, and the province says it will not be extended. Evacuation orders remain in place until it's deemed safe to return. And for around 1,000 residents from Snow Lake, that is what's happening today. It's been more than 40 days since residents of the northern town were placed under a mandatory evacuation order. Earlier today, that order was officially lifted. The town's mayor says the majority of residents are returning home today, with the rest following over the weekend.
Massive relief, I think, for everybody. I think everyone should be very happy that they actually have a town to come home to. It was very dodgy there for a while, and but our crews were able to stop the fire from coming into town and also stop the fire from burning down the Waller mine, which is the main employer in town. So we dodged a very, very big incident there, and I think everyone should just be very happy and relieved that it's over.
Mayor Ron Scott says wildfires caused little damage to the town itself. He says wildfire crews will remain in the community for the next few weeks to put out hot spots. A welcome center and a food bank have been set up at the community hall to help residents get back on their feet. The province says roughly 7,000 Manitobans are still displaced. None of them are in congregate shelters. Ontario police have arrested a semi-driver wanted for a crash that claimed the lives of a mother and her 8-year-old daughter near Altona last November. Navjeet Singh was arrested at Pearson International Airport after arriving in Toronto yesterday morning. Last November, the Brampton, Ontario semi-driver was charged with dangerous operation of a motor vehicle causing death, as well as obstructing a peace officer, and a Canada-wide warrant was issued. 35-year-old Sarah Unger and her daughter Alexa died after their SUV was hit by a semi police say failed to stop at the intersection of provincial roads 201 and 306. Singh will be escorted back to Manitoba by RCMP in the coming days. The city of Winnipeg has closed the 4th floor of the Millennium Library over concerning behavior following a man's death earlier this month. The library was temporarily closed on August 7th after police say a man was found with significant injuries. Immediately following the death, the city tells CTV it increased the number of security guards on the 4th floor. The city has now decided to close the floor after it says security and staff observed concerning behavior. City staff is working to develop medium and long-term safety solutions. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe has confirmed he's traveling to China to help get hefty Chinese tariffs on Canadian canola products removed. He met with the federal agriculture minister and industry leaders Thursday to map out a plan to move forward. CTV's Keenan Sorokin reports.
Speaking just steps away from labs that were key into the development of canola, Premier Scott Moe and the federal government are warning about the different tone and approach necessary to navigate through Chinese canola tariffs.
We have tools at our disposal. We know your value, and we're going to work hand in hand with the government of Saskatchewan to see what we can do to mitigate the situation in the days ahead.
A little different approach in how you advance the conversation and advance the relationship. This one, it's our view that needs to advance and advance very rapidly.
Moe says he will be traveling to China in the next few weeks with hopes of another trip by the end of the year. The plan thus far is to focus on domestic policy to support Western Canadian farmers, increase market access, and potential changes to regulations. But everyone was tight-lipped until the Prime Minister is able to make those announcements.
It isn't going to be Premier Moe and President Xi that stand up and say, we've come to a trade deal here and everything is good moving forward. It is going to be the Prime Minister of Canada, Prime Minister Carney, and President Xi.
Free and unfettered access to trade is not looking very promising right now. We are in a different geopolitical context.
Farmers are looking for any help they can get, and were pleased with the progress made Thursday.
Coming into harvest, it's urgent for farmers. We need action, and we need it now.
Mo fears these tariffs could drag on for years instead of months. And while no country can replace the amount of canola China buys, he says there's opportunity in this struggle. Keenan Sora-Khan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Hockey Manitoba has parted ways with its longtime executive director. Yesterday, the association announced it terminated the employment of Peter Woods on August 15th. Woods was not named in the short statement, nor was a reason given for his dismissal. A spokesperson for Hockey Manitoba tells CTV News the board of directors, quote, have chosen to go in a different direction. Woods served as executive director of Hockey Manitoba since 2001. CTV News has reached out to Woods for comment, but we have not yet received a response. The World Health Organization says climate change-driven heat is a public health crisis for billions of workers whose jobs require them to be outdoors, including Canadians.
In agriculture, construction, and other physically demanding sectors, we're seeing a clear rise in heat stroke, dehydration, and long-term kidney and cardiovascular damage due to dangerous working conditions.
The agency says people working in industries like construction, farming, and other physically demanding jobs are at especially high risk of suffering from heat-related health conditions. A physiologist from the University of Ottawa who contributed to the report says because Canada's climate swings from extreme cold to extreme heat, workers lose their heat adaptation in winter. Well, speaking of from cold to warm.
Heat adaptation.
Yeah, Colleen Brady joins us now, and temperatures definitely cooled off a bit.
Listen, I know folks are starting to wonder. They're starting to get a little nervous. Is this it? Well, no, it is going to be a cool weekend by late August standards, but fear not. If you like the heat, it is coming back next week. What has also returned, you ask? Well, these showers sweeping through Winnipeg right now, a little bit more heavily further north into Gimli there and back out into the southwest. Not much to this, a much calmer, cooler day than all the heat and humidity and severe weather that we had earlier this week. Let's take a look right now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years, with light rain passing through. That's a great shot there. It is 18 degrees, winds out of the west-northwest at 41 kilometers an hour with wind gusts up to 55. The pressure is falling and the humidity is 69%. Out in traffic on this Friday afternoon, folks looking to get their weekend started out on Portage Avenue, east and westbound in front of Polo Park, busy and moving well.
It's the Canadian Elite Basketball League Championship weekend, and you're being invited to come downtown and celebrate with them. John Hendrickson, I'll show you everything going on coming up on CTV News.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Canadian consumers were spending more in June than they did in May. Retail sales were up 1.5%. Canadians spent $70.2 billion, with the biggest increase in the food and beverages sector. In a provincial breakdown, Ontario residents spent the most, buying more vehicles and car parts. In BC, consumers were stocking up on building materials and garden equipment. Here's a look at how the trading day ended. The Canadian dollar moved up to $72.31. West Texas Intermediate slightly up, hitting $63.66. Western Canadian Select moved up over $1 to $50.60, and the TSX hit another record close today, spiking 277 points to 28,333. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
The Canadian Elite Basketball League Eastern Conference Final is underway at Canada Life Centre, and the Sea Bears will tip off in the Western Final at 7:30. But not all of the action is happening on the court. A street festival has taken over parts of Winnipeg's downtown. And at that big basketball party tonight is CTV's John Hendricks. John, are you trying out for the team?
I might barely. I'm kind of an expert when it comes to basketball, and this is what it's all about. Take a look at that. It almost went in. One-handed. I got to say, I'm going to try again. Here we go. Oh, in and out. I'm going to stay here until I get one in. It may be an hour. I hope you have the time. All right, here we go. For the love of God. You know, I did this 5 times in the commercial break. Of course, there we go. Nothing but net, ladies and gentlemen, nothing but net. This is much like the Winnipeg Jets whiteout street parties, where they close down a section of downtown and invite the public to come down, have a great time, and enjoy the team. And that is exactly what's going on with the Canadian Elite Basketball League. As you know, our own Sea Bears are the host this year, and so they've put on a real party for Winnipeggers, and it's all about celebrating basketball. So, as you saw with me, there is an opportunity to try and sink some baskets with very little, very complicated balls to get into the net. They also have a lot of other fun things to do. Take a look over here. You could see they have over there behind me a climbing wall, a rock climbing wall that you can do. They have a bunch of food trucks here. There's even a little display here from the Winnipeg Public Library. I think you could check out a book. I'm not sure if they are all related to basketball. However, the real thing that is really going to be bringing people down and creating a lot of excitement is over there. As you can hear, there's a lot of music going on. It's because there is some free concerts that are going to be going on. Oh, yeah. Good. This weekend, the headliner for this particular show is tomorrow. It is the international recording star Sean Desmond. He will be performing along with a whole bunch of other artists. So it's one of those things where you'll come on down, you'll hear some music, you'll play some games, and have a lot of fun. So, Marilee, I think it is time for me to head back to that basketball area and try once again to get another basket.
John,
it could only go better from now.
I think you're in the right career.
Yeah, I was going to try to join the Sea Bears, but I think now after that debacle, I'm going to stay in the broadcasting
I
area.
think you're right where you should be. Thanks, John. Well, as a reminder for anyone heading downtown this weekend, Hargrave, Carleton, and Edmonton streets are all closed between Portage Avenue and St. Mary Avenue for this big championship basketball celebration. One lane on these streets is open, though, only for access to parkades. Graham Avenue is also closed all the way to Edmonton. The streets won't open again until Monday at noon. A new honor for the Queen of Christmas. Ahead in Spotlight, the award being given to Mariah Carey and why it marks a first for the celebrated singer.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Led Zepp again, the premier tribute.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and sadly, summer is starting to wind down.
But there is still a lot of events to fill your weekend. Here's a look at just some of them. The Corn and Apple Festival is on in Morden. Enjoy 2 days of music at the Whoop and Holler Festival in Portage La Prairie. Arden hosts the White Mud Music Festival, while Killarney has the Lakeside Festival. Don Amaro headlines the Sucky Way Festival and the North End Community Renewal Corporation's Picnic in the Park. And a pair of rodeos buck their way into Rourketon and Toulon. And Wienerfest promises some tail-wagging fun at Valley Garden Community Center. You can find a full list of events this weekend on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca.
The Toronto International Film Festival is now just about 2 weeks away.
That's right, and there's a lot of time to celebrate its milestone 50th year. Now, TIFF shared its final list of tribute award recipients. The awards honor outstanding contributions to cinema, and no list is complete without Canadian legend Catherine O'Hara. O'Hara will be receiving the Norman Jewison Career Achievement Award. Hollywood star Channing Tatum will be handed the Performer Award, while Idris Elba will receive the award in Impact Media. The TIFF Tribute Awards will be held as a gala fundraiser September September 7th. The film festival officially kicks off September 4th and runs until the 14th.
All right, now to some trouble for singer-rapper Lil Nas X.
He is facing a charge of battery on a police officer in Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Police Department says the 26-year-old was arrested early Thursday after charging at law enforcement officers. Officials say he was taken to the hospital for treatment of a suspected overdose of some kind. He was later taken to jail. Lil Nas X, whose legal name is Montero Lamar Hill, is best known for his 2018 hit Old Town Road, which spent a record 19 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and won 2 Grammys.
Mariah Carey is adding another major honor to her legendary career.
She sure is, and it will be her first MTV Video Music Award.
I just want to thank all the fans for coming here today. Thank you so much.
The 5-time Grammy winner will receive the 2025 MTV Video Music Awards Video Vanguard Award. Carey will also perform a medley of her greatest hits at the ceremony, set for September 7th. Over her decades-long career, Carey has sold more than 220 million albums and scored 19 #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. That's more than any solo artist in history. Carey's latest studio album, titled Here for It All, drops September 26th.
MTV, how have you not given this woman an award up to now?
Yeah, were you sleeping? It seems bizarre, but here we are.
She's getting one now.
Yeah.
Fans of Dawson's Creek won't have to wait much longer for a big reunion.
No, it's very exciting. The cast is welcoming them back to Cape Side. The cast is reunited for a live script reading of the show's pilot next month. James Van Der Beek, Katie Holmes, Michelle Williams, and Joshua Jackson, among others, will be there. It's part of an F cancer event in New York City. Last fall, James Van Der Beek announced he was living with stage 3 colorectal cancer.
Yeah, we wish him well. They look so young in those early photos.
Yeah.
That's how long it's been,
Time
I guess.
flies, yes.
Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup starts at 7 with Celebrity Jeopardy, and at 8, settle in for back-to-back episodes of Fear Thy Neighbor. It's all right here tonight on CTV. A live look out onto Notre Dame. At McPhillips there at the intersection, 18 degrees, and it's windy, some pretty gusty west winds. It will be a windy start to the weekend, a cool one too. I'll have your full weekend forecast coming right up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Colleen Brady back now with your weekend Skywatch forecast. What are we in for this weekend, Colleen?
A little cool by late August standards. Normal high for Winnipeg for this time of year, for example, is 24 degrees. It will come nowhere near that, but fear not if you like those hot temperatures. And I know a lot of folks do. It's a mixed camp, though, but the folks who like the hot temperatures, don't worry, they're still coming too. It'll just be a few days away. Right now, though, we have an upper low that's been moving across Manitoba, and it triggered rainfall warnings for a couple of days for the north. The rainfall warnings have now ended. The rain has not just yet, but it's dumped an awful lot of rain on those areas, but you can see it circulating, and it's just swinging down some showers on the back end and on the low end down to the south through places like Winnipeg, falling a little bit harder up in the inner lake. You saw a few lightning flashes there too, some non-severe thunderstorms happening a little further north of the city. As we go throughout the next few hours, you can see that rain still wants to hang on to the northeast, but there's not much left. The majority of the rain that was expected to fall has done so, and Environment Canada still figures total rainfall amounts with this system should come anywhere between 50 to 70 millimeters in a line from pretty much Lynn Lake through Thompson out to Gillam and Shamattawa. Meanwhile, as we get into tomorrow morning, there is the chance we could see showers this evening. We actually have a little bit of light rain moving through the city right now, as I showed you on the radar. A little bit more possible tonight, a little bit more possible on Saturday here in the southeast, but there won't be much to it. We should see more of a mix of sun and cloud in many areas, but also the possibility of a few scattered showers, a little bit more so east into northwestern Ontario, especially as we get into Saturday night, overnight into Sunday, where you can see we clear right out for the most part. So we'll see a lot of sunshine in Manitoba throughout the week next week as the temperatures gradually get warmer and warmer, turning to hotter than hotter. 12 is our overnight low tonight. There's a little bit of a shower activity, as I mentioned, passing through the city now. There's a chance of more yet tonight, a chance of more showers tomorrow. Otherwise, 18 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds, so significantly below normal for this time of year, courtesy of these northwest winds, 30 gusting to 50 kilometers an hour. So a pretty pretty brisk Saturday by August standards. Nonetheless, the UV index for Winnipeg for Saturday is 6 or high. And then look at these string of sunny days, sunshine or a mix of sun and clouds. So this is what I'm talking about. Sunday, 19 degrees, up a couple to 21 on Monday, up a few more to 25 on Tuesday, 26 under a mix of sun and cloud Wednesday, then back up to 25 on Thursday. But we may see temperatures even get a little bit hotter than that by the time we get to Wednesday, Thursday. Let's take a look at some weather photos, shall we, on this Friday afternoon. This first one takes us out to beautiful Caddy Lake in the Whiteshell area. That photo was taken by Robert. A nice shot there. And this next one is from Tanya up in Selkirk. A beautiful look at the sky over that community. You can always email us your weather photos. The email address is winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. An adorable moment caught the attention of fans at last night's Bomber game as Brady Oliveira shared a hug with a fan.
You got to see this one fan and how excited, look how excited she is.
Oh my gosh! It's Brady! Oh my gosh, Brady! Look how amazing this is. Isn't that awesome?
She's like, oh my God, he's coming over. That fan, as you can see, held up a poster cheering Oliveira on, and he made sure to pause and make the moment extra special for her. The moment was a brief pause from the action, highlighting the connection between players and fans in the stadium. Oliveira, by the way, led the charge as the Bombers came away with a 26-13 win over the Montreal Alouettes. That win improves the Bombers' record to 6-4. The Blue Bombers visit the league-leading Saskatchewan Roughriders next on August 31st for the Labor Day Classic.
Oh, yes.
Right around the corner.
I can't
Labor
believe
Day
it.
Classic. Yeah.
The Labor Day Classic, how did that happen? Well, it will feel a lot warmer by the time we get to the Labor Day Classic,
Which
I
is
think.
kind of
Or
nice.
Closer to it, yes. If you think summer's over, fear not, folks, it's not.
The start of it at least is looking nice. So
yeah, so far so good. And so the Bombers are looking good too now.
That's right.
Things are looking
just
up,
ask
folks.
that fan in the stands.
No doubt. She looks so excited. Like she didn't know what to do with herself.
All right,
Good
that
for
does
Brady
it for us
Oliveira.
this hour. Don't go far, though. We'll be back at 6 o'clock with much more news. Hope to see you then.